Okay, good.
Yes. Madrox,
Yes.
as you like to say.
M-
Madrox number 3.
Madrox.
By the way,
Yes.
compared to that first issue cover, is this cover not some?
This is awesome. There's so many Madrox on this cover. I don't even. It's like one of those Homer Simpson memes where Homer's like at the bar and everybody's got like Switch 2s, and he
What?
and he doesn't have one.
Have you been playing with AI generated stuff?
No, it's like it's
John Oliver did a whole show about that, how terrible it is.
Dan does not pay attention to current meme trends.
I don't understand what you're talking about at all.
It's cool, dude. I get it. It's fine.
Why do I care about current meme trends at all?
It's cool, boomer.
Really? Because like one, I would argue that memes are for boomers
Minion
because
memes.
all the kids are generating AI things to share with each other.
No, not the real ones.
Yeah, so you know, by not paying attention to it and reading comics. Hey, look, I'm on Instagram now.
Yeah,
Not just the show
Dan himself
is on Instagram. Now I've posted like one thing.
What's your Insta handle, Dan? You don't want anybody to know.
Dan Shabbat, same as Facebook.
At Instagram. Everybody go.
We'd
follow
rather
him.
you just follow Funny Book Forensics on Instagram.
If you want to see cool dog pictures and like walks and stuff like that, that's what Dan will be posting. Or,
there'll be lots of Juliet pictures.
Lots
Yes,
of that.
that is.
Yeah.
And where I go hiking and stuff.
Yes.
Like this is my Instagram is not exciting for most comic book people.
It's a travel log, if you will, or it's a travel dog.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And I went on a walk right before this podcast, which is why we started late, even though you don't know we started late because we're out of time because it's not a live podcast, but we're telling you we started late because I went on a walk with the pup. And then Greg and I talked about AEW wrestling because we're going to be there.
Ooh. Yeah.
But we already have been there.
Yeah.
We'll have been there. And do you think we'll see the incredible melting Jericho?
You know what? I have a sneaking suspicion we might actually see. He wasn't there on Saturday, so he might be there on Wednesday.
Well, he wasn't there on Saturday because we saw the incredible melting Jericho at Summercon.
Yeah, so I'm imagining they let him have a few days of rest so that maybe his body could reabsorb some of the melt, and then he can reconstitute himself into a fully third putty, and then become the fully formed Jericho for the show.
What do you think, Clayface or Mr. Fantastic?
Clayface. Yeah, Clayface, 100%.
And just his body, his hair and his face looked fine.
Yeah, hair and face look fine. I mean,
He has to put his body back. Now, admittedly, he's older than me. I get it.
Yeah.
It's tough. Like times are tough.
he's an aged wrestler, like the movie The Wrestler.
He's an aging rock star. Did you see The Wrestler? He is not in the shape.
He's not in the shape of
That
Mickey
movie.
Rourke.
No, no.
I know.
Mickey Rourke was shredded.
He would.
Like what?
He was doing the hot dog diet because he was.
Yeah, I guess. I wonder how old was Mickey Rourke when he did The Wrestler?
I don't know.
It's a good question.
It is a good
Chris
question.
Jericho's what, like 58?
Yeah.
I mean, I got to give Chris Jericho some credit, though. I keep calling him, I keep making fun of his body, which is mean, right?
Like, shouldn't body shame Dan. Chris Jericho,
yeah, you know
he's
what?
the machine.
You can write the post, write to Funny Book Forensics, and tell me that I shouldn't body. He's not. He's 54. He's 4 years older.
4 years older than you. But I mean,
now he's out there doing moonsaults and stuff.
Yeah.
Now that's pretty impressive.
It is super impressive. I mean, I think we're gonna see some amazing aerial acrobatics and some again awesome.
His
awesome
build
stuff.
weight is 6 feet tall. We walked by him. He's no taller than I am.
He is. That's the crazy thing is like, I mean, these, and even Ann said this because like my wife went with my wife acquired tickets for the Saturday AEW filming, and
What?
Yes, she did. Yes, Dan. I mean,
What?
well, I mean, we went, and
I wasn't invited?
well, she only got 2. I'm sorry.
Well,
it was
Ann didn't
also
want to
like a
go.
mess up at the box, so like they weren't even there. Like when we showed up, it was a whole thing where they had to call the guy and he had to come out and they had to
Who called the guy?
yeah, and they're like, oh, it's you, it's okay, yeah, they're good.
What if he called multiple
Multiple
Madroxes?
Madroxes, yeah. But she was like, these guys look so small because like we're like
They
they
are.
yeah
All the big guys are in the other.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that's the thing. You run out of. They run out of.
run out of big
I will
guys.
say.
They run out of
I
big
will
guys
say.
because
Well, they do.
they got
I
the
will say that is a criticism I have of AEW. Right. Like, I mean, do I appreciate that Chris Jericho can still go?
yeah.
Would I rather have Chris Jericho out of the ring and just being a manager and have younger performers get a chance to go? Yeah,
Yeah.
100,000%. Like one of my biggest concerns with like again, Chris Jericho, you know what? You be you, make your money, you do your thing, but when making your money hurts the overall product,
hmm
that's when I start to think and to doubt the product. And I will say, like I'm gonna be critical of AEW for a second. I know you just went and you're excited.
I'm excited.
But there is a lack of believability in that product right now. And I know you're not supposed to believe in professional wrestling because it's fake.
What?
I know that, but it's like a movie. I want to be able to suspend my disbelief. If you put some, 6'4" hulking monster
hmm
in there who's 20 years younger than Chris Jericho against him, it's really hard to suspend my disbelief and get real excited about the match, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I honestly too, I have this, so I will levy the criticism the same way. WWE at WrestleMania put on a match between John Cena and Cody Rhodes,
hmm
and it was god awful.
Yeah.
And the reason it was god awful is because both of them are talkers. And I think Cody Rhodes is probably a better performer at this stage.
Yeah.
John Cena is not a young man anymore, and it's hard for him to move around, and his hips are bad. And, it's not as much fun to watch John Cena do that. And it's more fun to watch John Cena talk. The problem is what happens when he gets in the ring.
He's got to move.
And John Cena is only 48. And John Cena is still in good, mostly
Yeah.
good muscular shape, but you can tell like that the age is happening. And
hmm
I'd rather see John Cena right now in Peacemaker season 2.
And other things like what was the thing he did with Marky Mark?
And voicing over all of the Honda commercials.
Yeah.
Then is it not hilarious when you're hearing a Honda commercial and John Cena's voice is talking about the Hondas?
Yeah. Or like when he's your like fake best friend and he just shows up at your job talking about.
Yeah, that movie was good.
It was.
I
I thought it was hilarious and did not like it, but
I liked it a lot. I thought it was funny.
I could feel like you and
Peacemaker is funny.
I feel like you and I
Yeah.
would have a fake best friend like that would just show up. Oh God, we do.
Yeah. We do.
Oh my God.
Well, let's not say his name or he may appear.
He may appear.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah. Oh God.
Wait.
That's not his song, but
I mean, the sad part is my favorite right now of the comedic things is Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
And he, of course, wrestles for WWE/TNA, so we will not be seeing him.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
all the songs he does to make fun of people are great.
we might see the Outrunners make a reprisal on Wednesday. I don't know. I'd be super
Look,
excited.
we're gonna go and have fun.
Gonna
I mean,
have
I'm
fun.
gonna have a couple beers and chill out
Yeah,
with you.
yeah,
Or
it's gonna be
a
great.
couple of other drinks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to drink them early because I gotta drive.
Yeah.
home.
Well, we got a little bit of a walk. There's a couple stops on the way, and then we'll get there and have like a.
Oh, we got to be there at like 4:30.
Hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Well, anyway, we will have been at the Showwear Center
Yes.
by the time this podcast. Yeah. Now I will question AEW's success when. No offense to the Showwear Center and the fine city of Kent, but it just seems like you're not doing well if you're at the Showwear Center instead of at the Tacoma Dome.
The Showwear Center is
or
an
Climate
awesome.
Pledge.
There's no bad seats in that place. You could be in the worst seat and still get a good show.
No. Like we're gonna have a great time. I'm just saying, how many more years is a wrestling promotion gonna stick around if they have to go to the Showwear Center?
I mean, I would love it because like it's great. It's like walking distance.
Well,
from the
no,
shop
I'm not saying for us. We would love it.
I
Like I remember when TNA went there back in the day
Keep
too.
coming
That was
back.
fun, but But yeah, it's not. Well, anyway, I'm just saying if you want to be a successful long term.
Oh, you got to go to the Tacoma Dome.
I think so. Yeah, I think
Boo.
you do need to
No,
show that you can fill those larger venues.
no. What do you got to go to the Kingdom,
But
Dan?
well, the Kingdom is gone, Greg.
Well, exactly, and that's what happens if you try to go to places that aren't there. You got to go to the ShoWare Center, and that's where it's going down this Wednesday. AEW at the ShoWare Center.
What's the shitty arena up in Everett?
The arena of the shit.
No, not the Angel of the Winds.
No, I
the
didn't say
actual
that.
Everett.
I said,
is it the Angel?
no.
Is it the Angel of the
It's
Winds
not-
arena?
No, I don't think it's Angel Winds of the Arena. It's like
Angel
whatever.
of the Winds.
It's not the Angel. I don't know what it is.
Angel of the
I've only
Winds.
been there once for one thing. I can't remember what it's called. It's like, and I didn't even. I went to a wrestling show that was on the other side of it, so it wasn't even.
There's an arena there,
And it was
and
like
then there's the Angel of the
10
Winds.
years
I think
ago.
it is the Angel of the Winds arena.
I
I
thought,
think it is,
like,
but it used to be called something else.
The show said there was going to be up in Everett, and I got all excited thinking it was going to be there, and then I parked close to it, and then ended up having to like walk another like 3 blocks away, which was fine. It was a great show. Don't get me wrong. I had a great time, but it was also is like the first. This is going to be the first 2 shows that I've been to in like 10 years. So
well, welcome to Pacific Northwest Arena Cast for all of you that were around here. I'm sure this is an exciting conversation about where to go and where to be, but you probably can relate to this. There are probably some arenas in your town that you're like, I would go there and I wouldn't go there.
If you hadn't,
they're terrifying.
If you hadn't already picked up, this is what we're talking about. And if you're not for it, then I'm sorry, you're against it.
Well, in fact, you could be for it and against it all at the same time. If you were Jamie Madrox, you could be
in both
multiple.
You could be in both
Madroxes.
places at the same time. You could just send a dupe.
You could go to Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett and go to the ShoWare Center and go to Climate Pledge Arena and go to the Tacoma Dome all at once.
Oh my gosh. Quadruple dipping.
Well, we should get into
insanity.
this issue.
Yes, we should.
We left off with some trouble for the Madroxes. One Madrox was being gunned down in his office, and the other Madrox fell into a pool.
Oh my god. It was too much to take at the same time. There's too much drama in this book.
Well, we've got Madrox Prime in the pool, and we got Madrox Dupe in the office with... Well, anyway, we start off with this beautiful cover, and then, much to my chagrin, we have more discrimination against redheads by the M&M company and their crappy candy bars.
Is that M&M candy bar?
Yeah, it says that crappy amazing bar that we talked about.
You know,
amazing.
You might get lucky and see M&M at the AEW show.
Oh, I'm sure there's lots of people that act like M&M at the AEW show.
Oh no, I was talking about like MXM, I guess.
The Maximum Male Models?
Yes.
Oh, that was their that was their thing in WWE. Now they're MXM Collection.
Yes, the collection.
Notice I know exactly who they are.
And one of them is super tall.
Well, then they should be winning, but they're not. Okay, so my criteria for winning is now how tall you are.
How tall you are.
Or how big certain things are. Okay, so
biceps.
Anyway, biceps. I'm a big fan of biceps.
I know you are.
Anyway, Rain is yelling for the Jamie clone.
What's
That'd be
going
Rain
on?
Sinclair.
Yeah.
That would be Wolfsbane. That would be former member of the Cap Wolf crew.
Cap Wolf crew coming at you at AEW this Wednesday.
And we find out that they installed glass in their office. It's refractive, so it makes people seem like they're where they're not is supposed to be.
I've seen that kind of
And
glass.
like all comics, unless you die in the page,
you're not dead.
Or if you die off the page, but die in a flashback, but die in a pseudo flashback, but not in a flashback, but die off the page, and then you spend 7 or 8 pages describing the death off the page.
Yeah.
I mean, you could die that way.
You could die that way, but you didn't die that way. And Duke Madrox did not die. He just got a little hurt.
But you could die that way. Another book with no page numbers, people die that way.
Yeah, yes, it's true. It's true. I'm sorry.
I'm being intentionally vague though, because we want people to still support the Kickstarter.
so close.
buy.
At this time, right now, we are like $400 from the goal.
Well, if you want to know what I'm talking about, you can go buy the graphic novel version of Kickstarter.
Graphic novel
Starlight.
of Starlight, yes.
The graphic novel of Kickstarter and the creation of Kickstarter is very interesting. In fact,
Oh my
with
gosh.
this graphic novel, you will not only learn about the history of Kickstarter, but Greg is going to personally hand sign and send an MXPX CD with every single purchase to get you that last $400 in. That's right. You know it, Greg. Straight out of Bremerton, your favorite band, MXPX.
It's true. It's true. And then I'll see if I can get AEW superstar Swerve to come out, as he's a hometown Seattle guy.
He's from
He's
Tacoma.
from Tacoma. Yeah, I know. He's from Tacoma.
He is from the South Side.
He's from Tacoma.
He's from
I'm
the
sorry.
South End.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Truth Magnum is from Seattle.
What Magnum?
Truth Magnum? Is it Truth Magnum?
Magnums.
Magnum? From the Outrunners. He's from Seattle.
Like Magnum PI.
Yeah.
With the mustache.
Yeah, the mustache. Yes.
And a bearskin rug.
And yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
I believe the Outrunners would recreate that.
They should. I would.
Well, anyway, we flipped a page, and Jamie Madrox is original.
Oh my
Madrox
God.
is in a pool, sinking to the bottom, and he's doing a lot of thinking.
He's thinking and thinking, folks. Sinking and thinking.
We met some pretty amazing people at the con, and one of them, who you already knew, Chris Werner.
Oh. Yeah.
And he was talking about over-dialoguing a page.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not that we would critique the great Peter David,
but this has a lot of dialogue on it. I had to actually.
There's a lot of dialogue on this page. I think we can tell what's going on with the art. But he's also doing a lot of introspective thinking.
It's very internal thought. It's a lot of like, oh, wow. What's going on?
When he's basically worried about like why one of his duplicates would try to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Except he doesn't know it's a duplicate yet. But then he knows it's a duplicate. But then he gets pulled out of the water. But then he gets ducked in the water.
Yeah.
And he's like really thinking if he should die in ignorance. He's a lot of introspection here. Like there's a lot of philosophy going on. This is kind of like reading Sartre.
It's a deep book. It's deep.
Sartre? Or is it Sartre?
Sartre. It's
John Paul.
Yeah. Sartre.
Levesque.
I believe.
Sartre.
Yes, Sartre. Could be Sartre.
Is it John Paul?
I believe.
Or is it Jean?
Jean Paul
Sartre.
Sartre.
I don't think it's Jean Paul. I want it to be Triple H Sartre.
Triple H Sartre.
Yeah.
Check it out. Look it up. But as he's thinking and thinking, he's thinking about the hand.
I was right. It is Jean Paul.
Jean Paul. Yeah.
He's having an existential moment, I think.
Yeah.
Out of body experience.
And he's wondering, this hand that's on my head, how do I know this hand? And he's thinking back.
It could be my hand.
Could be my hand. But he's thinking.
Well, speaking about lying to yourself and having an existential threat.
Yes.
Marvel/Sony.
Yes.
Which is confusing.
Well, yeah.
Claims that Spider-Man 2
mm-hmm.
at this time is the best comic book movie ever made.
It was the best comic book movie ever made.
Hard disagree. Spider-Man 1 is much better
Spider-Man
than Spider-Man
1
2.
is pretty good, but I will tell you this, and this is a fact, Jack.
You're incorrect.
I took my girlfriend at the time, now wife, and
you can be correct about that,
to the Yardbirds Cinema in the old Yardbirds Mall in Centralia, Washington, to go see that movie. Now,
besides the racist implication of the Yardbirds franchise itself,
I wasn't gonna go there. I was gonna expand on the fact that if anyone has ever seen Mallrats, the dirt mall that they go to is what Yardbirds was for us, was the dirt mall that we would go to.
Yeah, there's been some disappointing moments lately here in Tacoma.
Oh yeah.
Number one, the mall is degenerated to the point it's now the B&I.
Oh, the mall is the B&I now.
Yes,
I believe
because
it.
Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul
Yeah.
and the lovely Sabrina
Went to the mall.
went to the mall to see a paranormal circus.
Oh yes, in the parking lot.
Clearly something that should have been at the B&I.
Uh-huh. And was it good or bad?
I don't know. She was scared and he was indifferent. Like she claims something touched her feet and then she had to put her feet on Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul's lap the rest of the show.
Sounds like she has weak feet, Dan.
She seemed terrified.
Weak feet.
However, my point is B&I, former home of Ivan the Gorilla.
Yes, rest in peace.
Horribly portrayed in the terrible Disney film named Ivan.
Yes. Watch on Disney
you could have
Plus.
just told the original story, which was like a gorilla lived at a little kid's house and then lived in a shopping center. But no, you have to make up some bullshit and ruin the fucking story.
Yeah.
Anyway, that the B&I is clearly where a paranormal circus should be. It should not be at the once great and fine establishment Tacoma Mall, home of the Bon Marché and Nordstrom and all of our fine stores.
Yes. The so many great things at the Tacoma Mall.
It is home of the Outback Steakhouse currently. Not Outback Steakhouse. Sorry.
Krispy Kreme?
I totally messed that. It's home of the Brazilian Steakhouse.
The Brazilian Steakhouse and Krispy Kreme.
Well, anyway, yes.
Where the
I'm
old
sure
movie theater
many of
used
you
to
can
be,
relate
and
to our
the-
malls falling. We're just dating ourselves
Now
here.
defunct Toys R Us.
Oh, Toys R Us should be defunct.
Whoa, you get out of here with that trash.
Okay, so, anyway, we are getting on. We have Jamie holding Jamie.
Jamie holding Jamie.
And
holding Jamie. Holding another
Jamie
Jamie.
holding Jamie.
And another Jamie.
There's a lot of Jamies
10
going on.
Jamies.
And then we get a lecture.
Yeah.
The human hand is comprised of 27 bones, 14 phalangeal.
Phalangeal.
There, hey, I said it right.
Phalangeals.
It just took me like 3 times to think about it. Bones become the fingers, 3 bones in each finger, 2 in the thumb. Most easily broken are the little finger and the ring finger. And he breaks the hand that's holding him up or pushing him down. We're not sure.
He breaks the
And
hand that's
we
holding.
get... Now, it's a few years after the best wrestling game of all time, but we get an advertisement for Two Worlds Collide SmackDown versus Raw, the video game.
Hey, what systems is it on?
Well, sir.
PS3.
It's on PlayStation 2.
Oh, 2. Okay. Xbox.
And it has both. It has the PlayStation and the PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it on anything else here.
Exclusive.
So, brought to you by THQ. Okay.
All the fine games from THQ.
Well, anyway, we flip the page. Eddie drags Madrox out of the pool. And we have him talking to, what was her name? Now I've totally forgotten.
Starts with an S.
Truly, the femme fatale in the story's name has escaped me.
The lady.
This is why I believe her name is Sheila DeSoto.
Yes, starts with an S.
Look at that. It's like a double S if you took away the duh.
Mm-hmm.
Give you a double S.
Sheila Soto.
And that would represent something completely different.
Completely different. And now for something completely different.
Well, anyway. She's telling Eddie nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
We get an advertisement for Marvel frame motivational posters that we had last time. I will say they must have not have thought this one would sell as much because the advertising is going downhill and is more centered on Marvel's own products.
Buy these Marvel things that you know you're going to love. And see this Marvel movie.
Until we get this. Oh, actually, there is something here. I'm going to want your opinion.
Okay.
Well, let me get to the story first.
Story.
Anyway, Eddie looks like the cool kid at school.
Oh, yeah.
When we were in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Because he looks like he's going to cut somebody, but he flips open a switchblade comb and combs his hair.
So rad. I want one again.
Bro, he is so rad. Like, just absolutely tubular.
Super cool.
And like,
I had mine taken away.
Super cool.
Miss Dysa took it.
Of course you had one.
And
you had one in high school.
yeah, I know.
That's the funnier part.
The funnier
Yeah.
part, yeah. And I knew I shouldn't have had it there, but and then she was like, "Why do you have this? I'm gonna put this in my drawer." And you know how many she had in there?
A bunch.
A bunch.
Probably 1,000. She's probably collecting them for later.
Rest in peace.
I think it was best in high school when I turned 18 and the two security women who were there
Mm-hmm.
looked at me, and I just left school after fifth period one day.
Yeah.
And they both looked at me and said, "Should you be leaving?" And I said, "Yes, I should," and just kept walking.
I did that a couple times too.
Because I felt like leaving because, well, I didn't want to be there.
It
Anyway,
sucked.
friends, we don't recommend this behavior.
No, it's not good. And tell your kids they should stay in school. It's important. Especially
well, we find out they're like, don't drop him because he can duplicate. And they're like, do these duplicates have powers? And he's like, no, you can just turn into a bunch of guys. It's so mean to Madrox.
Yeah, he's turned into a bunch of dudes.
Well, anyway, we do have a game on PlayStation 2 and Xbox.
Yeah.
And GameCube.
All right.
And PC CD-ROM.
Oh.
From a different movie at the time that is a clear ripoff of a famous comic book. But we get The Incredibles.
Oh. Yeah.
Game. So where do you rate that in relation to, say, the wrestling games of the time?
Okay. So
I feel like it's probably a money grab.
At the time, I would have said total money grab. But considering the fact they're still making Incredibles stuff and games and content for kids because it's continually doing stuff, either money grab or it's still good. I just played a game the other day. It still had incredible stuff in it. I was like, what the heck? But overall, control wise, it's smoother than I expected. The gameplay is engaging enough to keep me engaged at my age now, as I was when I was the age that I was when it came out. So yeah, I played the game.
Quite the effort.
What?
Okay.
Oh, that it wasn't that much effort to keep me engaged in the game?
No, to keep you engaged takes a lot of effort.
Oh, yeah. It's just like, I gotta play this game. But then again, I also like the other Disney product games because they're super fun.
Well, we flipped the page here after our advertisement for the Incredibles game, and the shooter that was trying to kill Madrox, the assassin, is shooting the hell out of Guido.
He's tickling him with tiny bullets.
And then a lady with a giant gun arm appears and shoots him out of the building.
Pow!
And then Madrox checks on him, and then, yeah, I remember this storyline. Not too thrilled with this. In Mutant Town, we've got Sheriff Bishop shows up.
Yeah.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Centerpiece of all X-Men storylines, along with Cable, and is now walking around a town. It's kind of like the last Robert Pattinson Batman movie. We'll just call this The Bishop Who Walks.
You know, I know you didn't like that movie, and I'm not going to go off on it too much, but I enjoyed it for what it was. It kept me entertained. It kept me entertained while my dogs were freaking out about fireworks. I turned that thing on, and I turned it up, and my dogs slept like babies to the humble rumble of his beefy Batmobile in his attempt at a gravelly voice.
Well, the genius is back in Chicago, tie up Madrox, and he's thinking, man, I've got to create more duplicates to get out of this situation.
But there's a hitch.
But it's cool because he was studying horticulture or the effects of fluoride or being a circus clown. You never know. Like, he sends out all his duplicates to do this, and he's like, now in this case, that summer I spent in Vegas with Penn and Teller and Ricky Jay. That was useful. So he knows the model of the handcuffs, how to get out of them, and then he tips something over and he creates a duplicate.
Hey.
And then, along with the theme for massive amounts of advertising to ruin the flow of the story, We get an advertisement for Smallville season 3
Good season.
And this was on
CW?
DVD. I owned this box
did
set.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, I owned all of the Smallville box set. I was actually up until like season 7 or something like that. Anyway, we also get an advertisement for the Fantastic Four Uncanny X-Men team up.
I'm surprised that they had a Smallville advertisement in a Marvel book.
Marvel didn't care. When you know you're better than the other one, you just take all the ad money. Like,
you're going to get paid anyway.
Full stop.
I'm getting paid.
Yeah, I mean, now DC was starting to produce some pretty cool stuff at this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's around the time we're starting into Infinite Crisis, right? Countdown to Infinite Crisis, right around the Blue Beetle book where he's murdered by Maxwell Lord.
Right.
So around the same time.
Spoiler.
It's literally like our first or second podcast.
I know, I'm joking.
If you go back in time, you can hear.
For any of you new listeners,
anyway,
go back in time and listen to that first or second podcast.
Yeah, there's no video, but it's probably better that way.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to see scraggly. I had a mullet at the time, I think.
You still do?
I mean, no, I don't.
It's under your hat.
My grandma had me get my hair cut.
So, well, anyway, no selling that. Greg's grandma.
Hey, I mean, it's true though. She was like, "You need a haircut."
I mean, if you want to follow Baba content, you can do that on Greg's Facebook now.
Yeah. I'm posting.
There's a lot of updates.
Posting a thing or two a week on Baba stories because she's 94, or going to be 94, so she's not a lot of time left. So we gotta get those moments in when we can.
Well, Jamie gives us a detailed explanation on the next page of how he's getting rid of the handcuffs, and he's going to create a duplicate, we think, under a door, except we're interrupted by Spider-Man 2 merchandise advertisement where you can buy your own scooters and
skateboards
and very exciting skateboards.
Yeah.
It's stupid. And then finally we get back to the story. Oh my God. Okay. And then we get a page.
Yes.
This would have been done much better as a 2-page spread without these advertisements. But
it would have been
a
continual.
nice page of him creating a duplicate outside the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "Hurry up, open the door. Let me out. You there?" He said, and then the duplicate says, "What's the point of letting you out? What's the point of anything?" See? So it was a start thing. I was right.
So it's like, okay, for listeners out there, if you're wondering right now, Jamie has created a version of Greg. OG Jamie is Greg, and then he created a Dan version of himself asking questions.
I hate Sart.
Well, he is at, hey, why are we doing this? Why are we here?
You know what?
What?
I'm not Eeyore.
I don't know. I'm just joking. You just like you're not, dude. I'm just messing with you.
Well, we have a Dynamic Forces advertisement with some Alex Ross and John Romita art. That's kind of
cool. That is cool.
Let's no sell that. My God, these advertisements are insane.
What's the next advertisement?
There is one every other page. Yeah, literally.
Well, they had to fill this book with everything. They had to make it 30 pages. They take this 24-page book to 30 pages.
No, like seriously, we have another single page with an advertisement. This is getting ridiculous.
What's that advertisement for?
Well, I'll show you in a second.
Okay.
I just want to say the Jamies have a whole giant conversation with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fantastic. And
it's very deep. It's very personal.
Yeah.
It is like if two sides of your brain were having a talk,
Yeah, they're trying to figure out their sexuality. They're trying to figure out how to get out of the situation. Now we get an advertisement for Mortal Kombat Deception.
Oh, that's the game that came with the Mortal Kombat chess as well. That was pretty cool because you could play chess with Mortal Kombat characters and they like battle chess.
Okay.
Yeah, I give that a 10 out of 10.
Well, we flip the page. Finally, we get some continuous storytelling.
Holy crap.
Unfortunately,
yeah,
It's a lot of Jamie getting beat up.
Yeah.
Fortunately, that's a terrible idea to beat Jamie up because you just make lots of Jamies.
It's the Jamie making if you do
Yeah.
that. But that doesn't happen necessarily right now.
Well, he's just very concerned about his sexuality right now, too, for some reason in the middle of this crisis.
Yeah.
Not really sure.
Because he's like, well, I mean, we didn't really like what was going on. So, I mean, what does that mean?
Probably good instincts.
Yeah. Should be not too sure about this lady. So, let's not get into it.
Well, anyway, we flip the page and they manage to gambit this guy. It's a deck of cards.
I love it. I love it so much. It's like, it was instinct. I didn't mean it. It was an accident. It's like, so.
Slice the guy's neck with a card.
Did he hang out with Gambit at some point?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, that'd be so cool. That's a whole storyline I want to see. Like Jamie and Gambit hanging out, just like throwing cards.
Well, he reabsorbs the duplicate that he was arguing with. We get another advertisement for the Spider-Man 2 the game Engage version.
Oh, for the Engage?
We've already discussed at length. I
know. I'm not going to go into it. I'm just going to say, I can't believe the lineup they had for that and how big it failed. Too big to lose.
Well, we're back at Mutant Town. Yeah, Nokia. The phone brand that's going to last forever. Remember the best phones?
They were.
Or at Nokia.
Yeah, I mean, like you could drop those things and never have a problem with it. Miss it.
And they were a brick and a half. You could also hit somebody with it, and knock them out.
Use it in a knuckle bar.
Well, anyway, Rain is on top of the building. She finds out that Guido is now under arrest by Bishop. She is tracking down the guy that was supposedly cheating on his wife. He has a literal out-of-body experience, and he starts floating away. We get an advertisement for, I have no idea what this is. You probably do. I don't know what this is.
I can't tell. Skateboarding?
Dio footwear?
Oh, yeah, skateboard shoes.
Okay. Okay.
Skateboard shoes. Skate shoes, man. Everybody wore them back in the day. They're big. They are popular. They were big. They made your feet look huge, like cartoonish.
Well, we go back to Chicago, and Eddie and Sheila are fighting. He sneaks in. We find out that my dupe hated that year and a half in Moscow, wanted to know why he couldn't be the one who went to Hawaii.
Oh.
That's kind of funny. But that's why he knows how to speak Russian.
Well, that's good.
And interpret Russian. And he says, okay, come on, focus on what he's saying. And, I mean, by the way, this whole thing about where Jamie knows all this stuff because the dupes went out is, it's awesome.
It is pretty cool. It's like, oh, that makes sense. I mean, I
don't know that we need to explain it every time. Like, I don't know that we need an explanation of, oh, yeah, that time when my duplicate was in Russia, blah, 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 blah. But,
it adds that context to how Jamie knows,
He's, am I doing that thing that listener Jason accused me of?
What's that?
Like getting annoyed with myself?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
But listener John loves it, so keep doing it. If there was an upvote action applied to any of these things, he would upvote it. He would be like, more Dan getting mad. I love this.
I'm not really mad. It's just more like, I mean, I love this. I love this part of the character, but at times, like, sometimes the dialogue is kind of silly, but, it's okay.
Listener Lance gets sad by it.
Well, anyway, wait, listener. how come, listener, how come, now wait, I thought Clay was trying to murder him in New York.
That's, okay, continuity-wise, this is what I don't like. How did Clay get from New York to Chicago so fast? Was he on a Concorde? Is there two Clays? I don't understand, and I don't like it one bit. As a writer, and as somebody who's like follows continuity in movies and comics and stuff like that, this does not flow correctly for me. So Peter David, or Peter David,
You're gonna yell at Peter David? It's a little late, sir.
I need. I know. I'm like, damn.
You're a couple weeks too late.
Give
All
me.
right. Well, anyway, we've flipped the page. We've got Eddie. We've got Sophia. We've got random thug guy. No, that's Eddie. Sorry. We got Eddie, Sophia, and the assassin. And we enter a room, and there's Jamie sitting there.
Yeah.
Wait.
Broken fingers.
And is he in charge? Like what is going
he's
on?
knocking back some whiskey with broken fingers.
What is going on? Is he in charge?
I don't know if he's in charge.
Well, we get another advertisement for Versus System. And then the same advertisement we got last issue, which I already know you love.
Oh, Fable. Yeah, no, I got them all.
Yeah. So not worried about that. Yeah. So where are we at with this story here? As I loudly put away this comic.
I will say, I know we weren't going to jump like, I was, but it's that itch to go to the next one because I'm like, I know what's going on.
You mean this one?
Don't even do it, Dan. Don't even tease me.
I can open it right now.
Oh, you're going to do it, aren't you? I don't want, no. But that's where I'm at because I got to know what's going on with this other Jamie. Why are all like, what? I mean, like, because they can't kill original Jamie if this is a dupe, unless the original Jamie that is a dupe and he just thinks he's original Jamie and this is original Jamie who has broken fingers now.
Okay.
I don't know. And I gotta know. And
I need to know too.
And it's making me have anger inside.
It make you have anger.
And I'm having a conversation deep inside, talking to myself like two different Jamies. And I'm wondering to myself, deep inside, deeply rooted,
what is a Jamie?
What is a Jamie and what would a Jamie do?
What would Sart say?
Exactly.
I believe you're having a Jamie crisis.
What would Jean-Paul say?
What would John Paul Levesque Sart
say?
Sharp. I just made Iron Mike Sharp the wrestler.
Oh.
Remember the one that yelled a lot that always got beat?
Yes.
You just go, rawr, rawr,
Rawr.
rawr.
Rawr, rawr.
And
sounds like a lot of wrestlers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so that's it. So that was a story. We got to continue the story next week.
Next week, people, tune in for more, find out. And if you are not following along, reading these books, go get them, read them. You can do it digitally. You can do it like Dan is doing.
With the comic.
Go find them.
I believe you can buy the whole set on eBay right now for like $11. So
$11, that's a steal of a deal.
You could also, I'm sure, just buy the graphic novel. I got shamed for owning floppies the other day.
Bendies?
They said they were floppies.
Bendies?
I don't know.
I'm just not messing with you.
It was one of those youngins, and I'm like, seriously.
Yeah.
She's like, I just buy graphic novels because they're cheaper. And I'm like, they are.
They are.
So,
but I support
comic books are now $3.99, and a graphic novel holds 5 comic books. And graphic novels are $20. 5 times 4 is 20.
Yeah.
So it's like they cost exactly the same. I don't know where we were mathematically challenged here.
The math isn't mathing, youngin. You're just supporting the industry on a monthly basis. He's waiting till it all goes to trade, and then
Well,
buying.
also, you don't get to the trade if you have new stuff out there unless you buy the books because they don't know to make the trade because they don't know that it's actually popular.
Because people, yeah, they won't do it, and that's it. That's a legitimate truth, as you know, as we see in the comics industry. They just won't put it together, or they'll do it like 10 years later when they're like they get enough people complaining that we can't get all these books, and why don't you collect them as the whole entire thing? And then finally somebody's like, well, we're gonna make a lot of money that way.
Well, then they make an omnibus,
Plus,
which are these giant things that you could hit people with.
and those are huge and big, and you can't sleep with them because they hurt your neck, and then they fall on your face.
No.
Yeah, they're too big.
Yeah, but this is like the Who's Who omnibus.
Gotta read that
That's
on
fun.
a table or something. It's too much to do.
Let's see. Should we open to something? Let's see.
If you're not paying attention to the video and you're only listening to this on audio,
The Peacemaker
the Peacemaker, talk about John
and the
Cena.
Penguin.
Wow, he went right to the Peace people. Peacemaker.
That's a very interesting combination. I just opened a random page here.
What if the Peacemaker and the
That is an
Penguin were
interesting
having a
combination
fight,
to have on the
Dan?
same page. Whack, whack.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think
I
that-
do have a bookmark in here?
Do you think the Peacemaker?
You know what? I have
could-
a bookmark.
What do you
I
have?
do have a bookmark in here. Are you excited?
What is it for?
I have a Trekker bookmark.
Oh, hey, Ron Randall, Trekker. If you're not
Yeah.
familiar with Ron Randall's amazing book, Trekker, you should go check it out. He's continually putting
If you're
stuff
not
out.
familiar with it, you should be.
You should be.
On the back here. Anyway, before I get too distracting,
Yeah.
I got there's a whole bunch right in, right?
Trekker.
Anyway, before I get too distracted, we probably should start wrapping this thing
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Of course, you can find more of me while nowhere because we just went to a comic show and I'll be hiding in my bunker the rest of the summer. But you can also
You don't want to tell me
find
about the comic
Greg
show?
at the Retro Emporium. And oh yeah, we just told him we've already been there. So.
Yeah, we were there, but you don't want to give him a recap, a recap
Oh well,
before
we
go?
talked to Dan Slott for like 20 minutes and he told us stories.
Yeah,
We had an amazing conversation with Joelle Jones about where the best clam chowder is around the Pacific
It was
Northwest. when she
chowder
comes here to
chat.
visit. And we talked to Chris Werner about plot points and writing. And Chris Werner, out
Awesome.
of the blue, unprompted, says, most people can't write serial comics, except for Paul Levitz, who set up 2 or 3 plot points at this. And I'm like, what? Did you see the look on my face when he said Paul Levitz?
It was great. It was hilarious. It was that whole time. I feel like
It
we
was out of the blue. It was not prompted. He was talking to Greg. Like
he
and I
was just
like,
talking, and we're just having a like. Honestly, that whole like, I want to say we talked to him. It was like literally the first 45 minutes of us being there, and just hanging out.
And then we talked to Ben Percy as well.
Yeah.
We talked to Steve Orlando a little bit.
Yeah.
I was very nervous talking to Steve Orlando because of all the shit we talked on the Midnighter series. And I'm getting my Midnighter book signed, and Greg bought the graphic novel.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I was just super nervous. So I sort of ruined that conversation. So Steve Orlando, if you ever listen to this, we're sorry. We want to come talk to you again when I'm not so nervous and we'll be more personable and chatty.
He was very nice, reserved. I'm sure he was just enjoying his first cup of coffee or maybe third cup of coffee of the day. Getting into the
And of course we talked to Randy Emberlin and
Oh,
Judy,
yeah.
so that was fantastic.
Always.
All sorts of people were there. It was fantastic. I got some more art from Tony.
Yeah. Tony Dela
I
Cruz.
got this fine, sad hot dog man.
The saddest
right
of
here.
hot dog men. It's a
So-
fine comic book, locally
It
produced.
is
and
a
created.
fine comic book. You can see right here. I got a hot dog wrapper. I bought the full meal deal.
Got all the goodies. You even got a hot dog man.
he
You got a
looks-
hot dog.
He looks very sad. I did. So
You got a hot dog toy.
yeah, we got all sorts of stuff. I got this also fine book here.
Oh yeah. You got the game, the RPG.
Yeah. So anyway, I got all sorts of stuff. I got my signed stuff sitting right next to me. We've got I bought some dollar books have gone up in price. Apparently, they're now $2 books
$2.
or 6 for $10. But I
Yeah.
bought some. I bought future listener Steve some old adventure comics with Aquaman on the cover for
Mhm.
what I would think I would for too much. I mean, it's an Aquaman book, so you really should pay about 50 cents. We had one person. I laughed at the prices of a lot of comic books while we were there. Vendors. I'm going to say the same complaint I had last time we went to a show. It is not a stimulus package 2021 pricing right now.
Yeah.
It's so we looked at a really cool copy of the Muhammad Ali book. It was very nice condition. They wanted $500 for it, and I'm just like,
I
I
think
wanted to go negotiate, and Greg wouldn't let me.
because I believe that was the hey, I don't really want to sell this price, but you can take a look at it and see what I have, or you could buy the Whitman version for $150.
But I also bought the Shazam tabloid.
You did.
It says Shazam, the original Captain Marvel,
Mhm.
is what it says.
Yeah.
For $8. So I was very happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff. Greg bought a bunch of stuff too. I bought some prints from Eli Wolf.
Yeah.
We talked to all sorts of people.
Caught up with Corey Lewis, the Shark Knife, and talked with him. He and I used to do books with Oni back in the day, and so
we got some fracking bombs.
From Mo, and then chatted up with I want to say there was like I said, like Dan said, there was a lot of people to talk to. Overall, you take all the things that we didn't want to see.
Talk to Travis.
Not
the Travis you're thinking of.
Talk to Travis Bundy, the amazing layout and print designer, doing amazing.
If Travis Other had told us ahead of time, we would have advertised the fact he was at a different show.
He was at a different show altogether in Las Vegas, and I would have been pumping that, but I didn't know until like I got home that night. Let's see, there was somebody else I wanted to bump.
Shout out.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think. I
had somebody lecture me on the value of Star Trek books and how they're worth $2 and not $1, which it's fascinating to have somebody tell me that 1980s Star Trek books that are worth $0.25,
mm-hmm.
which I would have paid $1 for, have to go for $2 when they're near mint.
Yeah.
So thank you for that lecture, vendor.
And then to the vendor that we never made it back to, that I want to buy the sign from, that it was too large to carry through the whole entire show. First thing that I saw, I forgot to we made it through the show.
You bought his book.
I bought your book, and I didn't make it back for the sign. I am so sorry. I know you're probably not going to listen to the show, but I remembered after I got home, pulled into my driveway, and realized that I forgot the sign. But I do have your information, so said sign might be gotten still. So
you saw the sign.
I saw the sign. Man, there was somebody else.
You opened up your eyes.
I did,
and saw the sign.
I saw the sign.
Yeah.
There's somebody else that I wanted to say, and then
you'll remember next. You'll remember next episode. That's why we're sequential and stuff.
Yeah.
You can remember again.
Yeah, of course.
Well, you can find Greg at the Retro Emporium.
You can, and maybe I'll remember then.
Kent, Washington.
Yeah.
On Meeker Street.
Yes.
Yep, you can. You can find me in my bunker,
mm-hmm.
and we'll announce next time I'll be making an appearance. Somewhere it could happen.
AEW on Wednesday
it might not
night.
Happen.
Live taping.
Greg, I mean, we could go somewhere. My annual buy one, get one free Alaska Airlines voucher is now in my account. So we could venture off somewhere.
We could.
And do something fun on a weekend or a week during the week or whenever we want. We have vacation times and all sorts of things. So anyway, it could happen.
It could happen.
We could be leaving the bunker, but it could happen. It might not happen. Also, you could go see Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul at Certified Martial Arts and go learn the fine fighting art of Jiu-Jitsu. He just had like Kaio Terra there.
Kaio Terra? At the...
Not to be confused with Terra Rising. Triple H's original character from the East Coast Indies.
Oh, wow. Wild.
Isn't that clever? Terra Rising?
Yeah, very.
Who had the better original name? Edge with Sexton Hardcastle?
Mm-hmm.
Or Triple H with Terra Rising?
Terra Rising, Earth Rising. They're both really good. I can't tell you which one is better. They're both really good.
They're both really good.
They're both really good.
Sexton Hardcastle.
Sexton Hardcastle. It just sounds good coming off the mouth, but coming out of the mouth, I don't know. But then also terrorizing sounds rock hard. Because
What if they were a tag team?
holy shnikes!
Sexton Hardcastle and Terrorizing coming to an arena near you to fight the Outrunners.
Oh, well, I don't know, man. Like,
Well, we'll never know.
we'll never know.
I mean, the generations couldn't bring these folks together. Age has separated them. But maybe you could have seen it too.
do they have the
But
stuff?
we'll never know. Anything else you want to plug right now?
No, that's everything. That's everything.
You don't want them to buy any more books? Or...
I mean, I want them to go buy Absolute Zero's Camp Launchpad, of course, for their kids during the summer so they could learn all about STEM stuff and read during the summertime because it's awesome.
Like stems?
Like STEM,
Like
like
the things you take off of mushrooms?
yeah,
or...
exactly, and cherries and everything else. No.
Now, what do you do with the stems? Do you grind those up too, or?
No, Dan, like STEM technology stuff, science, technology.
I thought you got rid of the
engineering,
stems.
math, and art. Well,
I thought you
STEAM.
get rid of the stems.
We're
I
all
thought you only
about-
kept the leaves.
No, well, dude, that's a different thing. It's all different.
Oh, I was asking for you to educate me, kind of like you educate the kids in the books.
Back in the day, you do the pluck and pull to make the bag bigger, and then you would you would pull out the stems and the seeds if it was your thing. But if it wasn't your thing, you'd just sell it all as it was.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's what I heard.
That's what you heard.
That's what
okay.
I heard. I don't
Well,
know.
anyway, this educational video was brought to you by Greg Smith, children's author. Also to be found.
I was just listening to what Travis told me.
Travis Webb, RX. Not children's author. Well, anyway, on that note, I can't think of a better way to end the podcast. So we'll wrap this one up. Thank you for joining us on Funny Book Forensics. Hey, read Madrox number 4. Join us on the journey. We'll see you soon.